want the Chinese food? Oh, we got our food here. It's cold outside. Oh, you fat fuck. You got egg roll. You got dumplings, spare ribs. You got everything. Everything.
Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Millennial Smark, and I'm bringing you the slop, the whole slop, and nothing but the slop. I swear, I don't know what the fuck Rikishi's on nowadays. I don't know what type of time he's fucking with right now. Like, he keeps putting across these double standards and this hypocritical position in regards to what qualifies good entertainment versus what doesn't qualify good entertainment, and it all depends on which family member is doing it based off of their position. He's not consistent on anything, but I feel like he took it a little bit too far this time. You know what I mean? Like with Rikishi, you always look at what he says as being completely and utterly fucking delusional. Like there's double standard, and then there's like Rikishi double standard where he just goes way too fucking far. And apparently I went down a whole rabbit hole looking at this lore. Zilla Fatu, he posted this. He posted this on Twitter. For you to talk down on me and chase for clout is out of pocket. You got my number, so why you ain't text me or call me personally and put me on game? Rikishi, instead you went on your podcast and do the most. And for your information, Unc, my pops is here. He ain't never left. Now you're probably asking yourselves right now, the fuck you mean my pops is here, he ain't never left? It took me a minute to find this to know where he was coming from because no one has posted any clips yet, at least at the time of this recording. They might do it later on. But this nigga here, Rikishi, actually said this shit. Like I said, it's one thing to criticize, I get that, and he might even be a little bit valid in his point. That's what Zilla's getting at right now. But to take it a step further and mention the man's dad, like, come on, bro. Like, in any context, you know you foul for that kind of shit. What you doing, man? Is that like what you doing? Here, check it out.
Here's my thought on that. You know, I get it. Your pop's friend was Jeff Hardy, right? If he had long hair, I would have thought it was Jeff Hardy out there. Like on the independent circuit, Zilla's been building his brand out there, you know, as Umanga's, you know, son. And when you finally get onto a big screen, like that had to be his big television broadcast opportunity, right? I didn't see why, you know, he would put the paint on his face. For me, it wasn't good marketing. Like I felt like you were marketing Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy does not need any marketing. Jeff Hardy is an icon in his own right, right? I get it. You love Jeff, you know, Jeff loves your pops, but your pops is not here anymore. You know, so, you know, at the end of the day would you have gone, I feel that, you know, him coming out as himself, as, you know, who people see us as, would have benefit him a lot more than coming out with a paint by Jeff Hardy.
Like why you doing that for? Like, I get it. It's your brother in the end of the day, but like that's your nephew's father. What you mean? First off, like you already delusional as fuck, because I don't think anyone seen what Zilla was doing as being a tribute to Jeff Hardy. Now maybe that can be something alluding to that, but I think Zilla did it mostly as a tribute to his dad, Umaga, who had face paint. So you were already like completely out of the loop in regards to what the fuck you were referencing anyways, Keish. Like, I don't know I don't know what type of time this nigga on right now, but he weird as fuck, and he a clown for doing the most. Like, real talk, Zilla's right. He is doing the most. Like, I don't understand this format as to what he's trying to do right now. I mean, I get the hustle. If it's all about farming clips by saying the most outlandish shit, look, I do the same shit sometimes too. But I know my limits. I know where to not go too far at the very least, right? And if I am going to go that far, at least there's going to be a reason behind it. Just to, you know, strictly sit there and, you know, you're criticizing the man and you're trying to give him pointers as to what to do and what to not do. I mean, like, was it really that deep to have to say the man's father is not here? Look at how the way he said it too, man. Like, there's just a way, there's just an approach. And Rikishi and his family, 9 times out of 10, I can't speak to, well, actually Rikishi is probably too. These are street niggas in the end of the day, right? These are hood people. They should know off rip. Like, Rikishi, if somebody came at you that way and said some shit like, oh, Alpha or Sika, they ain't here right now. Like, whatever you gotta say, whatever we are discussing right now in regards to them in any context, don't worry about them. They ain't here right now. Like, I get it. That's your brother. You can talk in whatever way you see fit in regards to your brother. But I'm just saying, you see how that sounds like? Like, if a stranger actually approached you in that manner and said some shit like that, do you see how out of pocket that sounds? You see that kind of energy you're bringing to the table? Like, of course the man's son gonna be heated over that. Like, what you mean right now? And on top of that, once again, I'm not even sure what you're trying to discredit right now. You're saying that he's not marketable. I don't think homie's worried about being marketable right now. He just got one foot in the game. He's trying to find where he fits right now. The whole, ironically, it's the whole get in where you fit in gimmick that Zilla Fatu was talking about. Like, he just trying to find his way right now. He ain't looking to step on any toes or do this or do that. Bro just thought to himself, okay, I think he was in a tag team match at Slammiversary, right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to do the Ward Pate thing as a tribute to my daddy. And I'm going to go out there and I'm going to kill it. That's all he cared about. He ain't worried about, you acting like this man's in a position to be a Jey Uso. You acting like this man is currently in the position right now to be a Roman Reigns. I think your head is flooded right now because of what your family's currently doing right now. But like, to just go out of your way and just like put him on blast like that, like he said, all you had to do was just dial his number and then call him, unless there's some type of ulterior motive that I'm not purview to, which I'm pretty sure I know what is. Again, I get the hustle and I respect the hustle. Wouldn't be my family I'd be throwing under the bus like that, but I get it. I understand it. Clip farming, you got to do what you got to do in order to get your podcast out there. True that. I feel you. But I got a question though. Once again, would you go out of your way to throw Jey Uso under the bus like that? As a matter of fact, let's pretend the shoe was on the other foot, right? Let's pretend the shoe was on the other foot. As a matter of fact, we don't even have to pretend whether or not the shoe was on the other foot. Umaga is the reason why your boys got into the game, from my understanding. That wasn't even so much you. Now, I'm not dumb. I'm pretty sure you played some part in their training. You played some part into getting them their positions to have a pathway to thrive in WWE. Rikishi, I understand that. But from my understanding, the one to instill that path, the one to tell them, hey, this is a viable path to go down towards in order to make a living for yourselves. Because from my understanding, the Usos, they were going down the wrong path in life. At least Roman had football. These boys were going down the wrong path in life. And from my understanding, it was the homie Umaga who put them on game. Told them to do this, told them to do that, kept up with them in their training. He was the one that got him in good with Booker T in Texas. That was all Umaga. So like, tell me, and I get it, if you were able to get Zilla into the game, I get that. But did you see Umaga go out of his way to talk shit about the Usos in front of his friends and all that other kind of stuff? And in regards to like maybe I shouldn't say friends, but in front of the entire world or whatever, do you think Umaga would be on that type of time? Huh? Do you think he'd be on that kind of time? Nah, because I'm pretty sure most people will recognize that that's foul, bro. That's just fucked up. Why would you go out of your way to purposely make your family member look less than? And you do it in such an abrasive, such an embarrassing manner. Like, you judging your own family member like how I would judge a regular wrestler on AEW television. You know, I do what I do because I'm not related to these people. I don't know these people. I don't owe these people anything. That's my relation to the people in AEW. That's my relation to the people in WWE. That's my relation to the people that I cover on my channel. I have no relation with these folks whatsoever. So therefore, I'm going to talk my shit and I'm going to be as honest as I possibly can, because what's the setback? But you, on the other hand, and again, this is not his first time doing this, bruh. Not necessarily in the way as to how abrasive he was with Zilla here, but more so just Rikishi and the way that he thinks, bruh. He doesn't understand how he comes across. He doesn't understand the favoritism that he puts out there. He doesn't understand how he's clearly biased in regards to his prioritization when focusing on his family members. You know, you look at Jimmy Uso. Does he talk about him as often as you think he should, at least in comparison to Jey Uso? No. Bro legitimately was all furious about Jey Uso not getting a shot or getting a spot on the card at SummerSlam or some shit like that last year. I can't remember off the top of the dome. While blatantly ignoring the fact that his other son was main eventing. Like, you can't make that shit up. You got your other son flat out main eventing, but you more worried about Jey Uso. Like, make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense. Look, I get it. You come from a wrestling dynasty. Your family, they're all big in professional wrestling. I understand that. But I'm just saying this like strictly as a father to a father. I would never understand if I had two sons. I would never understand. I only have one son, but if I had two sons, if I had three sons, if I had four sons, I would never understand taking one and valuing him over the others. Now, if I'm talking to them and it's close quarters and I'm reflecting and I'm giving criticism, that's one thing. But to openly be on my podcast and being so brazen with how I'm reflecting off of my family's achievements and blatantly putting down other people in my immediate family. God damn, I mean, that's his immediate family. You can't get any more immediate than your fucking kids outside of your girl, right? For you to constantly bury your kids, and I'm saying burying because it's like you're a father and you talk about your other son as if your other two don't exist. In my book, that's burying for any parent to do some shit like that. That's just outside of the realms of professional wrestling. You know what I'm talking about. Shit. I hear him talk more about Roman Reigns and what he's doing than I hear him talk about Solo Sikoa. Honest to God, maybe he switched it up a little bit differently in the past couple of months since the last time I see him talk about this. But then I can't help but think, does that stem off of public opinion who are noticing the fact that you're constantly going out of your way to put over a Jey Uso, to put over a Roman Reigns? But here you have people down in the pecking order who legitimately need you to put them over every chance they get. You got people down here in the pecking order who are legitimately trying to get over, who are trying to get themselves a prime position. And your homie, like you actually have people like you who are putting them down like they the homie. Like, it's wild to me, bro. It's wild to me. It's like every time I see Rikishi say something, it's always some clown shit. It's always going to be some type of buffoonery. And it's a damn shame because homie's a legend and you would think he should know better. But like I said, it's getting to the extent and it's getting to the point where I'm starting to understand. It's starting to seep into my brain. I'm starting to get it little by little. It's starting to filter in. Homie, it's got to be one or the other. Either A, he's clip farming for his podcast, or B, bro legitimately just has favoritism inside his family. He has favoritism amongst his kids, and he has favoritism amongst his nephews. It doesn't make any sense to me, man. You would not. I am sure you wouldn't see Umaga doing some bullshit like this. Like I said, if for anything else, he put the Usos on before you put the Usos on. But let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. Let me ask you guys a question. How would you feel if your uncle legitimately told you some shit like, oh, your dad is not here, so maybe you should stop trying to act like his best friend? Like, weird shit like that, bro. Like, how would you feel about the supportive nature of your of your uncle going out of his way to put you on blast on his podcast in front of his followers, to the extent where you got people like me having to cover this shit. That's how far extending it actually reaches out. Wouldn't that make you feel like shit? Like Zilla said, it ain't even on some tip of like, I can't take criticism. Before you get people coming out of the worst, oh, Zilla can't take criticism, he should understand this is going to be the life of a professional wrestler. It ain't even like that. It ain't even on that kind of time. It's, my dude, you my family. Like, don't put me on blast like that. Have my back. Don't be the ones in the audience who I'm going to naturally get negative receptions for. Don't be in that audience. I shouldn't have to tell my uncle that type shit. You feel me? But that's just me though. I don't know. Maybe I'm out of the loop. Let me hear your thoughts down in the comment section below. As always, my name is Devontae, aka Millennial Smart, and I'll be catching you fine folks later. A deuces and a P. Ice.